always a good time. We're having a good time.
Welcome back, Sticks and Hacks. We're on the front nine of the golf course, but the back nine of my first round in the U.S. Am Tour City Championship for the Dallas area at the White Bluff Resort. If you missed the last episode, I suggest you go back and watch it so you can see how we got here. We're on the first hole, which is a short par 4, just a driving iron off the tee. Pretty straight away, just knock it right down the middle. And that hugged the left side, but we're in good shape for our second shot into this hole. Just a 9 iron from 148 yards, the pins towards the back, in the middle of the green, aiming right at it, trying to knock it down and get a couple back from that slow start. And that's tracking.
Oh! Shot. That almost dunked. It hit the stick and then hit the hole, I think. Yeah, it said it landed right by the hole.
If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's see some good shots like that. Good start to this 9, just 6 feet for birdie. Honestly, kind of a bad break hitting the stick. That probably would have stopped much closer than it did. Needless to say, got a 6-foot putt here. Get back to +3. That putt should have broke to the right. It did not. When I hit it, I thought I hit a bad putt. Almost a 2 and it's a 4. Looking at it in slow motion though, it looked good about halfway. Kind of wiggled offline and just didn't catch that edge. Needless to say, that's a par. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. The second hole's a little dog leg right here. Again, not a super long hole. Open enough from the Par Golf app to smash a driver. You can see my driver dispersion. There's plenty of room up there to just blast it by these trees. So aiming down the right side, letting it fly. And that's well struck. A little bit blocked. It's going to be in the rough. Not my best, but into the wind, I've still knocked it up there pretty close and just have 106 yards from the rough to a pin that's in the front third. Pretty straightforward. Aim straight at the flag, knock it down.
Go. One big hop. One big hop.
And that didn't fly quite as much as I thought it would be, so I've left it short of the green. And if you missed it from the last 9, I forgot my sandwich at home before this round, so I am using a rental club, a Callaway Mac Daddy, that I am not familiar with. I struggled getting up and down on the back. Let's see if I can get up and down on this side.
Oh, it's Mac Daddy for you. Get to that spin.
And pretty consistently, I was coming up short with that Mac Daddy. You'll see that I got a little more spin than I'm used to. And not a bad shot, but I'm leaving myself 8 feet instead of 4 feet trying to convert for the par. And that was never high enough. Low and left. Didn't quite trust the read of getting it outside the hole. Ended up sliding across, and that's another bogey. We dropped to +5 for the tournament. Really not hitting a lot of bad shots. I said that was a bad 5 because I don't like the score, but none of the shots were atrocious. That brings us to the third hole, a par 5. A little bit narrow. You can see with the Par Golf app, the fairway is not quite 30 yards wide, so I'm going to spill over to either side, try to pipe one down the middle. And I was not quite committed to that. Caught that a little bit on the heel and hit it hard, but turned it over.
Yeah, not great, but okay.
And I didn't expect it to be quite this bad. That ran far enough to get into the trees, and now I've got a tough choice. Looking at this video, I'm probably choosing too small of a window to progress it, but I'm too far over par and not making very good decisions at this point. Let's see if I can hit it through the window. And that hugged pretty close to that tree. That was a dangerous shot, but it's out, and I'm in the fairway for my third shot. Back in position, just 122 yards from the fairway. Still a chance to get on the green and have a birdie putt. given the wind, this is a long way to hit that 48 degree if I'm going to get it all the way back there. Gonna have to hit it well. And that's on the green, but it was on the front third of the green. I left myself a pretty long putt here, 38 feet. Not what you'd like with a wedge, but it is a birdie putt. And again, 5 over par. Beggars can't be choosers at this point. From this distance, really, you're just trying to get the speed right, make sure it's an easy 5. If it goes in, it's a bonus, but nothing crazy here. Pretty good speed. Not the greatest read there. That was left all the way, leaving myself a healthy 4 or 5 feet for par. The good news is I've been rolling the ball well, even though I'm not chipping it well. The putter's been pretty solid. It hasn't let me down. And that's a relatively easy par. After being in the trees off the tee, that's a good result. Which brings us to the 4th hole, my 13th. This again is a medium length par 4 straight away. You got a bunker left, a bunker right, but there's enough room to pipe a driver down there. Just aim over the right edge of the left bunker and swing away. And that was a little blocked, but I have plenty of distance to cover that bunker on the right. And that just puts me in the rough, but with a decent angle to this green, I'm gonna have to cover some trees and judge the distance correctly out of the rough, but not a bad line. Here, I'm trying to stay left of that bunker. I don't want anything to do with that bunker, and just get the distance right. And after leaving one short on one of the previous holes, that one came out hot. In retrospect, I just had too much club. A 9-iron from 140 yards, I really didn't need that much club. And that puts the Mac Daddy back in my hand. Let's see if we can turn the ship around and get up and down. Relatively elementary up and down, but again, more spin than I'm used to, and that is short. So instead of having a tap in, I've got 4 feet to work with. Still not a difficult putt. Confident stroke should knock this one straight in the bottom, get it up and down. But that gets away. Not enough speed. That's another failed up and in on this side. That's 2 in just 4 holes. Not ideal. I'm not hitting it bad enough to score this way, but it is what it is. You've got to accept that and move on. Move on straight to the 5th hole here, which is a dog leg right. I can cut the corner a little bit, but I'm just hitting a driving iron down the right-hand side over the cart path. Just get something in play. Put an iron in your hand. That was right where I wanted it, in the middle of the fairway. Good swing.
You're gonna hit what you aim at, dude.
Good execution. That leaves just 171 yards, which is a long ways in, but just an 8-iron, given that it's a little bit downhill here. Still gonna have to strike it well to get it all the way back there. That's a long way to hit an 8-iron for me. And that was just a groove heavy, which means it comes up short. And yet again, I've got the Mac Daddy in my hand. Trying to get up and down. Been coming up short. Let's see if I can get this one to the hole. Whew, and I almost dunk it. Got it there, but now I've left myself on the other side. You can see the frustration kind of sets in. Short, 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 and then you blast it long, and you've got 12 feet now for par. Downhill, down grain, it's a quick one. And that's short and in the jaws. And it's my 3rd failed up and in 5 holes.
Up and downs.
Not striking the ball poorly, but certainly not getting anything out of it. Missing greens is the culprit here. But that takes us to the 6th hole, a par 5. Not a long par 5. A good drive here gives me a great chance at birdie or better. So aiming at the inside part of that bunker, hitting the draw, riding it down that hill. And finally a confident drive right down the middle. You can see these fairways
we found one.
are not very wide using the Par Golf app. They're narrow. That means my driving dispersion is going to risk the rough on every single drive if you just don't pipe it. This one is piped, leaving me just 158 yards. And again, down the hill, just hitting a 9-iron here. So a long way to hit a 9-iron, but the ball's going a long way in the heat. And that one I flushed right at the pin. Really good swing here. Get myself to 12 feet for eagle. Now we're talking. That can erase some damage here in a hurry if I make this putt. But it's another slick one down the hill. Gotta respect it, but I'd really like to make it. Oh, I don't know if the greens just got slow on me later in the day or what, but that's a couple of putts that I've left short. Still, it's a birdie. I'm not going to dog cuss a birdie. That moves me back to +6 going into the 7th hole. This is a par 3. The pin was tucked way back into the right, which makes it a little bit difficult for someone who likes to draw the ball. In this case, I'm really not trying to get all the way back to the pin. I'm going to aim a little bit left of it. Just try to get it in the middle of the green and give myself a chance for birdie, but at least a 2-putt par. And I just didn't quite commit to it. Kind of leaned, rocked out of it, and hit it on the toe. And now I've left myself a longer approach shot here to get up and in for the par. After not having much luck with the Mac Daddy, I decided to go with a putter here. Normally I would chip this ball, but again with that rental club, it wasn't serving me well. So let's just lag a putt up there and walk away with the 3. Shot tracer went a little wild there. But that one got away from me again. Just misjudging the speed of the greens. I don't putt a lot from well off the apron like that, so it puts a little stress on my putter. I probably need to practice that more. Use the old Texas wedge, huh? 8 feet for par. And I got that one there, but that's the high side, and that's the 4th failed up and down. And these up and downs have not been difficult. I have not been short-sided. I've had plenty of greens. Plenty of green to work with. They've been pretty simple, and I just can't get the ball in the hole, which takes us to the 8th, a short par 4, dog leg left kind of around this hill. Really a pretty hole. This is one of the funner holes on this side. One of the more interesting holes, at least. And it's short enough that I don't need driver, so I've chosen 3-wood here just to get it to the top of the hill. I probably could have hit driver, but not knowing the course well enough and flirting with out of bounds at this point, I just want to get something in play and give myself more birdie putts. And that ball is piped down the left-hand side.
Happy with that one, thank
you. In the fairway, leaving myself just 121 yards to this hole, which is on the right-hand side. Nice 48-degree, time to fire right at it. Let's try to get one back here, close out the first day on a heater to get ready for the second day in this 2-day golf event for the US Am Tour. And that was well struck, just a touch left of the pin. But again, it kind of flies on me. I'm a little surprised here. That club was not supposed to go this far. It goes well past the green onto the apron again. This one's just a few inches onto the apron, so I would normally putt this, and I'm going to use my putter from about 16 yards. Down the hill, let's get the pace right. This one technically shouldn't even count as an up and down as it's a near green, but since I haven't gotten up and down all day, I'm going to count it if I can make it. Just 4 feet or so to clean up here, make my par. And that's safely in the hole to stay at +7. So grinding. It's a day where I don't have my A game, but trying to make it work. The last hole of the day for me is this short par 3, pretty with the water to the right. You got a bunker left. The pin's just a few paces past the bunker. So really just trying to hit this 145 yards or so. You can see I've backed up a couple paces from the tee markers to give myself a little bit more room because I do have a 9-iron in hand. Aiming right at it. That's pretty well struck. Just about a flag stick left of the hole, drawing.
I felt worse than it was. I'm okay with that.
I didn't feel like I struck it the best, but the result is pretty good. I've got 16 feet here for birdie to close out and get myself back to +6 and back with a chance to make a run in this tournament. This one should break a little left to right. Just get the pace right.
Yep.
And again, it breaks off. A good read there. Good putt. But nonetheless, it's just a par. And that brings me to +3 for that 9 holes and +7 for the first round of this 2-day tournament. Stay tuned to see if I can get some back and get myself back in contention at this USAM Tour event. Don't forget to like and subscribe.